A new study finds the people of pre-colonial Puerto Rico did not disappear entirely as previously believed. Historians believed the indigenous tribe called the Taínos were completely eradicated after Europeans arrived to the island during the 15th century. But now that's not the case. Researchers have found 3 genomes from ancient skeletons living in the DNA strands of living Puerto Ricans. With me now to explain this important discovery is one of the geneticists on the project, Maria Nieves Colon. Good to see you, Maria.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So I'm fascinated by this story. I'd always been told, I have family from Haiti, I'd always been told that the Taínos were completely eradicated after Europeans arrived to the Caribbean islands. So explain to our audience why these results are so important to you and, of course, to not just the people of Puerto Rico, but all the people in the Caribbean who would have had Taínos living on some of those islands.
Yeah, this is a very common story, actually, that we hear throughout the Caribbean. And it stems from interpretations of the writings that European colonizers left behind. They talk about people on these islands being wiped out or dying out pretty quickly after colonization. But that idea kind of bumps up against oral histories and stories that people tell on the islands of having, for instance, an indigenous great-grandmother or carrying cultural traditions that have a native origin into the present. So what our study,
Go ahead.
What our study looked at was the genomes of the ancient population to try to understand whether or not there was some genetic continuity that went hand in hand with the cultural continuity that we also see.
And you've spent 10 years doing that, working on this research, which is remarkable. So what are some of the biggest discoveries you were able to make over the course of your research?
Yeah, so we found 2 main things with our study. We looked at the genetics of about 124 ancient people that lived in Puerto Rico, at least 1,000 to 600 years before European contact. And we found first that there was a genetic connection between these ancient people and present-day indigenous communities in the Amazon, which suggests that it was Amazonian people who initially kind of peopled the islands of the Caribbean. And we've also found there was a partial genetic continuity between them and present-day Puerto Ricans. And I say partial because we did also find a lot of genetic diversity that was present in the past that isn't present today. So clearly there was a decline. But the fact that we found 3 sequences that persisted into the present day suggests that this wasn't a complete genetic extinction.
That's fascinating. And I had always